Are you somebody who really struggles with making decisions in their life? Maybe you feel that the decisions that have occurred in your life aren't actually decisions that you chose to make, or maybe you want to get forwards in life in a certain way to where you currently are, you're feeling stagnant, but you just can't really home in on how to make better decisions to move forwards. So either way, you don't quite feel like you're as in control with your decision making as you would like to be. If that's you, then welcome to this short video. Hi, I'm Dolly Malik. Thank you so much for tuning in. And this is actually part 2 towards a quick series around faster decision making, how that can actually impact your life in a positive way towards your self-development journey and your personal transformation. So in this short video, I do want to discuss a couple of areas around the importance of how problems or delays in decision making can actually ultimately kill you, figuratively speaking, and also how making faster decisions can in fact help to empower you. So one is around sort of the negative side of where you're kind of being pulled back and restrained, and the other side relates to how you can actually head closer towards that sense of empowerment and freedom. And do please stay tuned until the end, because I will share with you a third bonus tip, and that is actually going to be really crucial in relation to everything I've shared so far, be it on this video, in this video, or be it within the first video, around the power of faster decision making. And I will also pop the first video link into the description box, so do please check it out. I'm sure you'll find it of great use. And that makes me quickly move on to tip number 1 around this video, and that is the fact that indecision can actually kill. And I speak from my own personal circumstances, from a personal level. I was in a very damaged, toxic relationship for far too long, and I don't know if there's other people out there who are watching right now who can resonate with where I'm at. I don't really want to go into too much detail around that, and it doesn't have to be that you're in a damaged or toxic relationship, and it can be either on a personal or professional level, or even with friends, family, etc. It's just that you know within yourself that this is no longer right for you, and there has to be something better out there, but you kind of stay in that state of indecision. I was in that state of indecision for far too long in my life, and I think it was just because I couldn't make that decision. I didn't feel empowered enough within myself to really make that decision, and I think ultimately I was thinking too much around how that decision would impact other people as well as myself in that circumstance. So that is really where the statement around indecision can actually kill can be so true. It impacted me in so many different ways, from even from a point of self-harm to losing my self-worth, my self-confidence, and also in terms of even, it started to deteriorate and impact as far as my mental health was moving away from good mental health as well. So that really is where indecision can lead to ultimately killing who you are, the true person you are within yourself, and who you really feel you were put on this earth to be. So that's the importance of really trying to go, especially with the tips I've given within the first video around how to make faster decisions, the rationale and the importance of making faster decisions. Moving on then to my second tip number 2, which is that if you watch the first video around the first 3 tips and tools, you'll find that by making even the smallest decisions, they will give you a sense of empowerment and a sense of joy when you know that you've made that decision and you've made it going with your gut instinct and what your soul feels is right for you. Then it kind of starts to level you up and starts to make your empowerment of who you truly are elevating in your own life. So that's the importance of making decisions faster, especially important decisions that affect your life. For me, looking back in hindsight, and hindsight's a great tool, right? But looking back in hindsight at some of the things, the red flags, the warnings of really where my intuition was kicking in and where I was playing those thoughts and ideas in my head in terms of what decision I should take. Should I go this way? Should I go that way? And ultimately, I couldn't really come up with a true decision. So it left me in a complete state of unhappiness. And also what it did was it resulted in a lot of time being wasted, so to speak, in terms of what I could have done with that time. I don't believe anything in life ultimately is wasted, because there's important lessons to learn and wisdom to gain and share with other people. But I do sometimes reflect back and think, actually, had I got that time back for myself, I could have actually impacted people or myself in so many other different and positive ways too. So that is the importance of faster decision making. It kind of builds up your confidence, starts to build up your self-worth, and ultimately improves your empowerment towards your self-empowerment. It also, I would say, gives more respect amongst people that truly value you for who you are, because when you're making a decision and you're standing by it, what you'll find is that those who really do value you as a person will be the ones that will ultimately stay with you as well, and they will carry on encouraging and motivating you to keep going further around that self-development journey and your empowerment journey, and ultimately making those decisions that should be for you to make, you know. So that leads me on to the third bonus tip, and I drew upon it briefly in terms of the second tip, and also in terms of the tips within the first videos, particularly around the third tip, and that is to actually treat decision making and treat your time as money. Be interesting, and do please pop your thoughts in the comment section below in terms of, do you actually view your time as importantly as you view money, right? Because I think for me that was a bit of a game changer for me in terms of how I made decisions faster, because my relationship with money was very different. You know, do I buy X, Y, Z, or do I go for this? It was a very quick decision at times based on pricing, etc. So if I then look at that in terms of putting the same kind of value on my time, it definitely now really influences the kind of decisions I make, the kind of choices I go with, and ultimately the way I do things now is by putting myself first, and then seeing how by putting myself first and my time first, how it's elevating my self-worth, my self-confidence, and what I'm then able to deliver to people is a much whole, truer form of myself. So I can then see that I'm impacting people in a much more positive way as well. And what it's doing is, because I'm making decisions in a much faster way by valuing my time, I can get a lot more done. I'm empowering myself a lot more as well. So I'm seeing a real progression around my self-development and my empowerment in the process. And what that's also doing is it's helping me to inspire others and act as a role model for others to kind of realise that by making these small changes in their lives, which are absolutely free and easy, they are seeing changes to their lives too. I mentor some young girls, especially in some local orphanages, and teaching them the importance around decision making, and especially around the value of time, has really changed their way when it comes to their study patterns, especially when it comes to exams and tests. I can really see improvements in terms of how they're scoring, how much they're actually building in their confidence, etc. So they are kind of moving closer towards their goals as a result of changing their thought patterns around faster decision making. So I really do hope that this has helped yourselves in how you approach life's decisions, be they small or be they large. Know that each little decision that we make ultimately heads towards the much bigger transformative decisions that we make in life, and I myself can vouch for that as a living example of how I've transformed my life. So once again, I really thank you for tuning in. Do please like, share and comment within the section below if there's any things that you would like to add to the dialogue, the conversation, any tips you want to share with others to help them. And do please share, like I mentioned, to others who you find may benefit from this content. If you haven't already subscribed, I would greatly appreciate it if you could do so. I upload videos every week, and this is a self-empowerment and self-development journey which is ongoing, it's transformative, and it's all designed to help us navigate life's challenges and decisions in a more smoother way.